Yui Ikari, the mother of Shinji Ikari and the wife of Gendo Ikari, was a bioengineer who worked for Project E, constructing Evangelion units at Khara. Also, according to the classified information, Yui is the daughter of an influential member of Seele. Though she is never seen physically, Yui Ikari is one of the more powerful presences in the series. When she is seen as a human, Yui is shown to be kind, optimistic, and motherly. But perhaps there is more to her than meets the eye. Her story begins as a student at Kyoto University when she met her sensei, Kozo Fuyutsuki. The two became close, and she then regarded him as a friend and confidant. During her first meeting with him, she brings up the idea of becoming married and starting a family after college.
それともここの研究室に入るつもりかね。
まだそこまで考えていません。それに第三の選択もあるんじゃありません？家庭に入ろうかとも思っているんです。いい人がいればの話ですけど。
Yui becomes romantically involved with a mysterious man, 10 years older than herself, named Gendo Rokubungi. The reason for Gendo's initial approach to Yui was less than romantic. Knowing that she was the daughter of an important Seele member, Gendo became acquainted with her.
だが彼はユイ君の才能とそのバックボーンの組織を目的に近づいたというのが仲間内での通説だった。
After Yui graduated, Gendo married Yui Ikari, who has connections with Seele, so that he could become a member himself. This, of course, later backfires on him when he falls deeply in love with her. Gendo now becomes involved with Seele, joining the Katsuragi expedition to serve as an auditor and inspector. 4 years later, Yui took up work at Khara. Her skills in bioengineering went towards creating Evangelion units for the Atom Revival Project, or Project E.
我々のアダム再生計画、通称 E 計画のひな形たるエヴァ0号機だよ。
A year later, Yui volunteered herself as the test subject for the contact experiment with the incomplete Eva Unit 1. She brought the 3-year-old Shinji to the site of the experiment so that she could show him the bright future. Her soul is absorbed into the Eva's core. Gendo, with the help of Fuyutsuki, then undertook a salvage operation that attempted to recreate Yui's body and fix her soul back into it. But this failed, instead resulting in the creation of Rei Ayanami. Was Yui's contact experiment with Eva Unit 1 really just an accident? Or did Yui know what would happen from the very beginning? The chief piece of evidence that Yui knew what would happen in the contact experiment comes in a conversation with Fuyutsuki. At this point in time, Fuyutsuki had just recently threatened Gendo to reveal information on the second impact, and was given an invitation to join Khara.
この前のような真似はしないよ。それとなんとなく警告も受けている。あの連中が私を消すのは造作もないようだ。
生き残った人々もです。簡単なんですよ。人を滅ぼすのは。
だからといって君が被験者になることもあるまい。
Here we get to the root of the problem. Yui's life was in danger as well, and this led her to conduct the contact experiment herself. And, being that her intentions were different from Seile's,
私は君の考えに賛同する。税理ではないよ。
it was time to act then. This all explains one of the aspects of Yui's contact experiment that puzzled many people. Why did the contact experiment take place so soon? Eva Unit 1 was incomplete, and was actually still attached to Lilith. Yui needed to take action soon because she was in fear for her life. Seele had found out that she opposed their agenda and was working against it. Thus, she didn't have time to wait for Unit 1 to be completed. Her situation must have been even more urgent than this conversation lets on. Also, Yui remained in Eva Unit 1 and deliberately defied Gendo's attempts to retrieve her.
人は生きてゆこうとするところにその存在がある。それが自らエヴァに残った彼女の願いだからな。
This brings us to the interesting conclusion that Gendo originally didn't know Yui's intentions. She confided in her mentor, Fuyutsuki, but not her husband. Gendo, at least before Yui's contact experiment, was hungry for power. He got acquainted with Yui purely so he could have access to Seele. However, he eventually fell madly in love with her, as well as her ideas. After Yui's contact experiment, Gendo's every action for the next decade is spent trying to reunite with her, and it begins with this proposal of the Human Instrumentality Project.
ヒール議長には提唱済みだ。
まさかあれを。
そうだ。かつて誰もが成し得なかった神への道。人類補完計画だよ。
So what were Yui's plans in all this?
間もなく最後の使徒が現れる。それを消せば願いが叶う。もうすぐだよ、ユイ。
The key phrase in this scene here is our wish. So if we know what Gendo intended to do for Third Impact, we might have a better idea of what Yui's intentions were as well. In End of Evangelion, we get a clearer picture of what Gendo's plans were in his conversation with Seele.
人は新たな世界へと進むべきなのです。そのためのエヴァシリーズです。
我らは人の形を捨ててまでエヴァという名の箱舟に乗ることはない。
So Gendo's, and subsequently Yui's plan, was to use Eva Unit 1 as an ark, a temporary refuge for all of humanity's souls until Third Impact ended. Instrumentality would then be rejected, and the souls would then be released from this ark, with people eventually re-embodying from the LCL. The conclusion that Gendo's arc idea is also Yui's plan is further proved when Fuyutsuki, the closest confidant to Yui, who supports Yui's ideas,
私は君の考えに賛同する。ゼーレではないよ。
states his agreement with the arc plan.
使徒の持つ生命の実と人の持つ知恵の実、その両方を手に入れたエヴァ初号機は神に等しき存在となった。そして今や命の大河たる生命の木へと還元している。この先にサードインパクトの無から人を救う箱舟となるか、人を滅ぼす悪魔となるのか。人類の生命の源たるリリスの卵、黒き月。今さらその殻の中へと帰ることは望まぬ。
Harder to understand is why Yui would want Shinji present for a contact experiment. We know that she was planning to be absorbed by Unit 1 and to never return. Why would she want Shinji to witness this?
ルイ君、今日は君の実験なんだぞ。
だからなんです。この子には明るい未来を見せておきたいんです。
Yui's last words before disappearing into the Eva tell us two things. Her words contain a clue about her plans for Third Impact, and that it was important for Shinji to get a preview of this bright future. But why was it important that a 3-year-old child see his mother vanish? Perhaps she wanted to let her son know that she would always be there within the Eva, and making him miss her would allow Shinji's sync ratio to skyrocket, as was evident from the very first episode.
でも綾波レイでさえエヴァとシンクロするのに7ヶ月もかかったんでしょ。今来たばかりのこの子にはとても無理よ。シンクロ率 41.3%。 すごいわね。
しかしいきなりの実戦で彼のシンクロ率は40を軽く超えてるぞ。
嘘。
Finally, this bright future could be hinting at her future plan of using Eva Unit 1 as an arc for humanity, one that Shinji would ultimately helm. After Yui, or Unit 1, goes berserk during an angel fight, and Shinji is absorbed in the LCL within Unit 1, due to an overdrive sync ratio, he overhears a past conversation between his mother and father.
セカンドインパクトの後に生きていくのか、この子はこの地獄に。
あら、生きていこうと思えばどこだって天国になるわよ。だって生きているんですもの。幸せになるチャンスはどこにでもあるわ。
そうか、そうだったな。
Yui reveals to Gendo that she believes anyone can find heaven, that they must have the will to survive and they can attain happiness. And Gendo agrees with her philosophy.
いかなる生命の存在も許さない死の世界、南極。いや、地獄と言うべきかな。
だが我々人類はここに立っている。生物として生きたままだ。
滅びの宿命は神聖の喜びでもある。 神も人も全ての生命が死をもってやがて一つになるために。
死は何も生みませんよ。
Rejecting instrumentality after it occurs and preserving humankind is the major difference between Gendo, Fuyutsuki, and Yui's plans versus Seilei's. While Yui, along with Gendo and Fuyutsuki, believe in rejecting instrumentality after it occurs, she wants to guarantee her son's safety and health over all else.
ユイ君はどうしてる？このツアーには参加しないのかね？
ユイも来たがっていましたが、今は子供がいるのでね。
私はそのためにゼーレにいるのですから。シンジのためにも。だからなんです。この子には明るい未来を見せておきたいんです。もういいのね。
While she tries to make the best out of this inevitable third impact with her humanitarian plans, she is a mother through and through. Why did Yui put faith in Shinji to decide the fate of humanity and end of Evangelion? Her ultimate goal was to preserve humanity, so why did she trust him to reject instrumentality after it occurred? The moment for Yui that truly confirmed her faith in Shinji was when he rejected a sort of mini-instrumentality during an overdrive sync ratio, after he was absorbed into LCL with Yui inside AV Unit 1. He is given the option to become one with images of Misato, Asuka, Rei, and Yui, and he ultimately rejects them and forms himself from the LCL. After witnessing this, Yui must have felt confident enough to trust him to make the right choice for humanity when Third Impact would finally occur. Yui preparing for Third Impact is evidenced when she takes in the S2 engine, or Adam's Fruit of Life, from an angel in order to move forward in her plans for Third Impact. Now she was able to awaken whenever she chose to, run without cables, and harness the angel's unlimited source of power. This became very dangerous for Seilei, because it now contained Adam's Fruit of Life, and was now capable of initiating Third Impact in ways that Seilei had not planned for.
S2 機関を自ら搭載し、絶対的存在を手にした。
神を作ってはいかん。
碇玄道、信用に足る人物かな。
Gendo was pleased, however, since this aided the plans of using Unit 1 as an arc for souls during Third Impact. However, there's evidence that Yui didn't intend on including Gendo during her Third Impact plans at all. In End of Evangelion, while Asuka was being mutilated by the mass production Evas, Yui intentionally waited until Asuka and Unit 2 were killed before allowing Shinji to board and go up and help her. At that point, she knew that she needed the mass production Evas and a traumatized Shinji in order for her plans, and eventually rejected instrumentality, to start at that point. There is also the possibility that Yui upset Shinji in order to alert Rei, for that is the reason Rei ultimately rejects Gendo, to go help Shinji and give him control of Third Impact. This is also evidenced by the fact that she knows why Rei is there when she appears. With the knowledge of Shinji's personal growth throughout the series, and his rejection of her mini-instrumentality, she trusted her son over the severely dependent Gendo to make the right decision and stop instrumentality in order to preserve humanity. It didn't help that Gendo treated Shinji so badly throughout the series, with Shinji being the main reason Yui set up all these plans in the first place. And remember, she never even confided in Gendo about her plans with the contact experiment with AV Unit 1, only to Fuyutsuki, and rejected Gendo's attempts to salvage her. Yui also rejected Gendo by rejecting Rei and the dummy plug when she was needed to fight an angel.
ダメなのね。了解。何？
受け入れないのか。
冬月、少し頼む。
She would only accept her son. Finally, and most importantly, she wanted to remain as the sole eternal beacon of humanity.
とても寂しいけど、生きていけるなら。
人の生きた証は永遠に残るか。
And, of course, Gendo's entire plan is to reunite with Yui. Clearly, they're not on the same page. Further evidence that she didn't reveal her true plans to him, only to Fuyutsuki. Overall, to Yui, Gendo was simply a means to move her own plans forward, at least until the very end.
この時をただひたすら待ち続けていた。ようやく会えたな、ユイ。自分が人から愛されるとは信じられない。私にそんな資格はない。人の間にある形もなく、目にも見えないもの。その報いがこのありさまか。すまなかったな、シンジ。
Although she loved Gendo, it was clear where her priorities lied. So Yui takes Shinji above, where the mass production Evas and the mutilated Unit 2 were waiting. Shinji is traumatized by the sight, and is prepared for Third Impact. Yui's best shot at hijacking Third Impact and averting Seilei's instrumentality plan is to become the center of it. Only then would she have the ability to truly stop Seilei. With Shinji now having the decision to accept or reject instrumentality, Yui tries to convince him to reject instrumentality for his and humanity's sake.
ここにはあなたしかいないからよ。僕しかいないから。自分以外の存在がないと、あなたは自分の形がわからないからよ。僕に価値は欲しいんだ。それはあなた自身で認めるしかないのよ。自分の価値を。
When she eventually sees that Shinji does not wish for instrumentality, godlike Rei resets life on Earth and allows humans to reform from the LCL, saving humanity. However, Yui herself remains within Unit 1, to serve forever as a monument that humanity has existed, thereby preventing the destruction and death of humanity as a whole. Yui's soul remained inside Eva Unit 1 throughout the series, with her son Shinji piloting it to defeat the angels. In several moments in the series, Yui's soul could take control of the Eva's body in situations where Shinji was in extreme danger. She first moved all by herself in the very first episode, protecting Shinji from falling lights, and in the following episode, where she took control and defeated an angel after Eva 1 shut down after damage from the angel. After Shinji was taken in by an angel in a later episode, and before all power to the life support systems failed, she took control of the Eva immediately, breaking out and killing the angel. From what we see of Yui in her human form, she seems to be a very pleasant, soft-spoken, and caring person. However, on the occasions when she takes over the Eva, we see a very different Yui, ruthless and violent. In episode 2, she rips off part of an angel's face and then tears out its rib cage before using the broken ribs to crack the angel's core. In another episode, she disembowels an angel from the inside and becomes even more savage when she rips another angel to shreds and devours its S2 engine. Yui is willing to do whatever it takes to further her plans and protect her child to the very end.
人が神に似せてエヴァを作る。これが真の目的かね。
はい。人はこの星でしか生きられません。でも、エヴァは無限に生きていられます。その中に宿る人の心と共に。たとえ50億年経って、この地球も月も太陽すらなくしても残りますわ。たった一人でも生きていけたら、とても寂しいけど生きていけるなら。
人の生きた証は永遠に残るか。
さよなら、母さん。